In lesson 2.24, we learned two non-functions. One of them was a sleeping parabola that looked like this. And we also looked at circles. So in this video, I'm going to briefly review circles. So the equation in the graphing form of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. The center of the circle is the locator point, which can be designated as h comma k, and radius of the circle is r. So what you want to keep in mind is that this constant at the end of the equation is usually the radius value squared. So if you look at number 1 over here, we have the equation of a circle. Following the equation of the circle, we can identify that h is a 2 and k is going to be -3. We think of it as the opposite. So h here is going to be the +2, and k, we think of this as the -3 because it comes from the actual form of y minus -3 squared. Therefore, k will be -3. And therefore, center of this circle will be 2 comma -3. The radius will be the square root of the 25, because this is a radius squared. So square root of 25, which is +5. Number 2, same thing. Now h value is going to be +2, and here we have a k value of +4. So the center of this circle is going to be 2 comma 4, and the radius is going to be square root of 9, which is also going to equal to 3. Okay, so then this is just going to be a brief introduction for circle. Now let's go into rewriting equation of circle in graphing form. And whenever we write an equation in graphing form, we always complete the square. We use the idea or the method of completing the square. So let's look at part C. We have x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 4y equals 4. The form that we want is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, to be able to identify the center of the circle and the radius easily. So then what we want to do is we want to complete the square for both x and the y, because there are two variables. What I would suggest, and like I said in class, you want to rewrite this with x's together, so x squared plus 2x, and then the y's, y squared minus 4y, okay? And then keep the constant 4 on the other side. So then now we got to complete the square for the x quadratic part. So half of b, which is 2, half of 2 is 1, square is equal to +1. So to complete the square for the x variable, you have to add 1 here. Same thing for the y. To complete the square for the y variable, you take half of the b value and you square it, which is going to be +4. So you add 4 to this. But what do we remember about equation? Whatever you do one side, you got to do it to both sides. So you add 1 here and the 4 as well to keep it balanced, okay? If you added 1 and 4 on the left side, do the same thing on the other side. So now if I rewrite all of this, it's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 1 plus, because it's continuing the equation, y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals to 9. And this is a perfect square trinomial. This is a perfect square trinomial. So let's write it as a factor form of x plus 1 squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared is equal to 9. So this is my graphing form equation. And from that, now we can identify the h value to be -1, and then our k value. Hopefully now you're comfortable with this. K value would be +2. So your center is -1 comma 2. And then your radius is going to be the square root of that number, which is 3.